Hey guys, this is Mark Andrews, and this is a little different video than you're used to from me. What you're looking at on the screen here is a game card that I've been working on for a couple of years, along with a couple other guys in our association. And what I'm looking to do is perfect this thing, and hopefully, once I get some feedback from you guys, I'm going to finalize it. I'll get a bunch of them printed. And if anybody wants any of these, I'm happy to share them with you. Hopefully I'll get a reasonable price for printing them, and I will just give them to you at cost. I'm sure they'll be much cheaper than what we pay for the printed cards from places like Honig's. Anyway, I know this looks real busy, and it's actually busier on the other side. But what we've tried to do is come up with a card that's practical, but also fits all of our needs. So this card has things on it that not necessarily a referee would use, but that a head linesman or line judge might use. Conversely, there's things on it that a flank official wouldn't care about, but that a referee and an umpire would care about. So just have a look at it real quick. This area right here, this big area where you see first half, 3, 2, and 1. Those are the timeouts. You know, obviously one of the main functions of our game cards is to keep track of timeouts. And the way this works is you cross off down starting at 3. So the first timeout is you cross off to 3. You circle HC for head coach if that's who called the timeout. Otherwise, you put the player's number right here. Circle the quarter that it was called in, and then note the time. And what this does is it gives you a real quick reference to, so that when the coach asks you how many timeouts he has left, or how many timeouts the other team has left, you can tell him. Let me show you what that looks like. I should have had this ready already. You guys get to watch me. There we go. Okay, so here's an example of what the card looks like. I apologize for the scroll or the crappy handwriting. I had to do this on the computer. I couldn't actually use a pen, so this is using one of those freehand tools. So anyway, so in this case, the timeout has been called, the first timeout by the home team. I should have a name up here, but I just got so sick of writing in this thing. Head coach called it in the first quarter at 1:22 time. So the nice thing about this, in using this card, is you can see really quickly how many timeouts are left. You just look down and see what's the first open box, and you know that you have 2 left. In the case of the visitors over here, there's only 1 left, and you can see number 10 called the second timeout in the second quarter at 2:11. The other thing this side of the card gives you is you could have a place here to note the quarterback's name, whether he's right-handed or left-handed, the center's name, and the kicker's right or left foot. As you guys know, a lot of times that's important for who's going under on a try or a field goal. So knowing that ahead of time is real helpful. There's a spot here for the team name, their color, what they want to do on the coin toss. So that's this KFC and KTC, kick from clock, kick to clock. Down here we have the options: receive, kick, or defer. Obviously it's going to be receive or defer almost always. And then here for the flanks, we have the chain crew, who's working the box, the 2 gentlemen on the sticks, or 2 people on the sticks, and whoever's running the clips. On the visitor side, we have what the names are, your ball boys, and who your get back coach is. And again, these are specifically for the flanks. Maybe the back judge and umpire would want to know what the ball boys' names are. And again, notation for the quarterback, center, and kicker. Now these notations are really helpful in weight games. If you're a white hat in a varsity game, knowing the quarterback's name, knowing the center's name can really help you manage the game. So these are all places to keep those notes. And then the other side of the card looks like this. And this is where we keep track of penalties and other types of timeouts, and also where we are at the when we flip the chains. So let's start over here on the left side. This is basically the pregame coin toss. Who won it? Or what the call was, heads or tails. Who won it? What they decided to do. So in this case, the winning team, the winner is going to defer. The loser of the coin toss is going to receive, and that's real helpful as you're setting up. And you can also note which direction they're going to go on this northwest, south, and east thing. I actually have never used this. I just put KFC or whatever up there, but this card was developed by someone else, and I've just modified it a little bit over time. So, you know, some of this stuff I use, some of it I don't. Underneath here, you see where you can record fouls. Now, this is going to become increasingly important as we move forward with film. So you're able to go back and look at specific plays. Now, I know a lot of times we don't know what the time is in a game when we're watching film, but we can get a pretty good idea of where we where the foul occurred, so we can look at it again on film. This column over here is supposed to be for overtime. If the foul occurred in overtime, what I've been doing is using it for a number for the player that committed the foul, if it was indeed a specific player. For instance, this next foul is a substitution penalty. Obviously, we don't know who shouldn't have been on the field. It doesn't really matter. But so this is just a way you can record the fouls. And we've got this sort of quick reference right here in the middle. These green, blue, and red two-letter qualifiers are for different types of foul. So the first one includes all the loss of down fouls. That's just a little reminder for you. So it's illegal forward pass, illegal forward handing, intentional grounding, and illegal touching. So those are all loss of down. And then DOG is delay of game, ENC is encroachment, and so on. And what I would do is give you a little key that would tell you what these all mean. The green are 5-yard penalties, and that corresponds with the green on this column over here. The blue are the 10-yard penalties, and the red are the 15-yard penalties. And then on the right side, we have where the ball is, the down distance, and where the clip is for the the second and the changeover between first and second quarter and third and fourth quarter. This area down here could be used if your scoreboard wasn't available. So if you're doing a weight game and the scoreboard goes out, you could keep track of the score down here. This used to go all the way to the bottom of the page, but we decided to include this section here. And what this is timeouts that are not team timeouts. And so these would be like for injuries, that sort of thing. So they're officials' timeouts. And what we've found over the years is that this is a place where we lose down sometimes. So recording this, and I'm sorry again for that crappy handwriting, that should say injury. And that 2/9 just indicates that it was 2nd and 9 when the timeout was called. What we've found over the years is that occasionally we get messed up by these sort of unannounced timeouts and we lose a down. So this is a way to keep track of that and make sure that we've got the right down when we come back to play. The bottom of the page, these are just unsportsmanlike conduct type of notations. So there's 6 for H and 6 for V. Hopefully you never have to use those. And then if you have any ejections, you can note the numbers down here, and you can scribble on the bottom the times and however you want to do that. And then the last part is your crew, and we've added the field judge and the side judge. This would be helpful if you like to keep these cards and refer back to game film, and you weren't necessarily with your crew, or if you're not on a crew and you're constantly working mixed crew games. That little notation down at the bottom there can be helpful. So as you can see, there's a lot here. My question is, what did we miss? What do we need here to add to this thing? If you don't have anything to add, that's great. I'm going to plan on finalizing this thing actually in the next couple of weeks, because I tried to do this last year before the season started, and honestly, by that time, I had forgotten a lot of stuff that we needed. So my goal this year was at the end of the season, I was going to work on this thing, tweak it a little bit, and then have it ready for next season. So I hope all this made sense. I know it was a lot, but if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you are interested in getting some of these cards when I get them printed up, just let me know. I will have extras next season, so I'll just put them in packs of, like, I don't know, 25, 50, whatever you guys want. These are great for youth level games, Pop Warner, PAL, where you don't have any kind of help from a scoreboard sometimes. They're also good for weight games, so this is not strictly a varsity type of cards. And one other thing, I neglected to mention the size of this thing. Now, the way it looks right now, it's basically folds in half, and it fits right in your shirt pocket. The card will be made out of heavy cardstock. It'll hold up in your pocket, and I think you'll like it. So let me know if you're interested. I'll have these available at probably the first spring meetings and the first couple of regular season meetings. So enjoy the holidays, enjoy your time off, and hopefully we'll see you next season.